All right, so this week I just want to finish up simplifying rational expressions. Make sure in these Edpuzzle videos you're watching the whole thing. That's really important. And for today I'm going to try and simplify it a little bit. I have 3 problems I want to go over with you here on Edpuzzle, and then I'm going to assign 2 problems, and that's it. But I want to see 2 good problems then. Okay. So to get started, you got 3 main steps here. Number 1, you always want to find those restrictions. Okay, because restrictions are always going to be based off of the original expression that you're given. All right, so again, it's the original denominator set equal to 0. Okay, next up, and you kind of do this already with when you go to find restrictions, is you got to factor. Okay, factor completely. That's very important as well. Otherwise, you and I are not going to have the same answers. And then 3, you want to simplify, okay? So you're looking for the same binomials, same monomials, whatever it may be, in both the numerator and denominator. So to get started here, kind of going back to chapter 5 here a lot, with x squared plus 13x plus 40 divided by x squared minus 2x minus 35. So again, first up, let's take care of our restrictions here. Trying to cram everything in here with this stuff. So we got x squared minus 2x minus 35 equals 0. So factors of 35, it's negative 35, so we need a difference of 2. 35, there's not many options here. You got 1 and 35, or 5 and 7. So we want to go x plus 5, and then x minus 7 equals 0. All right, because we get a minus 7x and a plus 5x. We get minus 7x plus 5x. That'll give me my negative 2x right in the middle there. So set both those equal to 0. X plus 5 equals 0. And x minus 7 equals 0. So x equals negative 5 and x equals 7. And then you're good. So those are your restrictions. Put not equal to, I guess. That'd be best, because x can't equal those. All right, and let's factor up here. So the numerator factors of 40 that add up to 13. So we're going to go x plus 5, x plus 8. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 plus 8 is 13. The denominator, we already factored that. We already said it was x plus 5 times x minus 7. So when you go to simplify here, you have x plus 5 divided by x plus 5 is 1. Again, it's not 0. It doesn't go to 0 or anything. It just reduces down to 1. But we don't need to write the 1. We're not going to write 1 times x plus 8 and 1 times x minus 7. We don't need that. It's just x plus 8 and x minus 7. So we got final answer, x plus 8 divided by x minus 7. And x cannot equal, we said negative 5. And x cannot equal 7. All right, so that's kind of like your textbook simplifying a rational expression. Your big thing is set the original denominator equal to 0. I like to do that first. I don't like to wait to the end, mostly because I don't want you to get to the end here and be like, oh, I just have x minus 7, and then you're just going to say x can't equal positive 7. You're going to miss out on that negative 5. Okay, so that's why I do the restrictions first, because your restrictions are based off that original denominator. I don't want you to get carried away, get to the end here. It's an easy mistake to have there. So that's why I do restrictions first. So next up then. Number 2. Let's go with 3x squared minus 12 divided by x squared minus x minus 6. All right, so again, first thing we're going to do is take care of those restrictions. So we got x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0. So factors of 6, they have a difference of 1. We go x minus 3 times x plus 2 equals 0. Again, we get a negative 3x and a plus 2x. So they give me my negative 1x. So x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0. So x equals 3 and x equals negative 2. Okay, so as far as up here, you got like 2 steps to factor this. 3x squared minus 12. It is not a difference of squares. 3 and 12 are not squares. But 3 goes into 12. So we can first do a GCF here. We get x squared minus 4. Denominator we already said was x minus 3 and x plus 2. So now I have a difference of squares with my 3 times x squared minus 4. I can factor that into x minus 2 times x plus 2, all divided by x minus 3 and x plus 2. All right, and we got stuff matching up here. We get x plus 2 divided by x plus 2. So I'm still left with the 3 times x minus 2, and then x minus 3 in the denominator. And again, x cannot equal 3, and x cannot equal negative 2. All right. Anything else I want to point out there? You can do, if you want to distribute the 3, you can do 3 times x and 3 times negative 2. You have 3x minus 6. I don't think, again, it's not going to make it look too much nicer, but that's what I'd be looking for right there. All right, last one then. Number 3, last up, let's go with 6x squared plus 5x minus 6 divided by 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. So first up, let's take care of those restrictions. So we have 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. Again, set the original denominator equal to 0. Okay, so 3 plus 2 would be 5. They're both going to be minuses. So we're going to have 3x minus 2 and then x minus 1. Negative 2 times negative 1 would give me my positive 2. This would give me a minus 3x. This would give me a minus 2x to get my negative 5x there. So we got 3x minus 2 equals 0 and x minus 1 equals 0. So x is going to equal 2/3 and x equals 1. All right, so up here we got to start factoring. We have a negative 6 here, and we're trying to get 5. So we're going to factor that numerator into 3x. I want to do 3, so we're going to do plus 2, and then 2x minus 3. Actually, sorry about that. We're going to make this positive and this one minus. So we really want it to be 3x minus 2 and then 2x plus 3. Sorry about that. Because again, that'll give us 9x. That'll give us minus 4x to give us a positive 5x there. What I had before would have given us a negative 5x. And then the denominator, we already said that was 3x minus 2 times x minus 1. So as far as simplifying goes, we got these lined up. 3x minus 2 divided by 3x minus 2 is going to be 1. Then we got 2x plus 3 divided by x minus 1. And x cannot equal 2/3. And x cannot equal 1. All right. So hopefully everyone's made it to this point in the video. I think this stuff, it's a lot easier to write on paper than it is to type into either Edpuzzle or Schoology. Like the multiple choice answers in Schoology, I can't write them as fractions, so it definitely makes things tricky. So for today, I have 2 problems that I want you to do on, just on plain paper, and then send me a picture of your work then. Okay. So the first problem. First up is going to be Second one, let's go with this. All right, so you're going to simplify and state any restrictions on the variable. All right, so work it out. Paper and pencil. Don't try and do it in your head. It's good practice. We're gonna be working on this stuff for a little while here. And as always, if you got any questions, please email me. All right. But yeah, work these two out on paper. Send me a picture of them. And I think that would be best with this stuff. Okay. I'll also have this posted on Schoology as a PDF. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.